Rickey, it's Kamala Harris. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am well, my dear. I'm talking to you from New Hampshire, where I'm just finished making our announcement about what I'm going to be doing on small businesses. And otherwise, in these, the announcement that I made today is that I have a plan to help small businesses start and grow, starting with maybe an ambitious to some, but to me very realistic goal of 25 million new small business applications by the end of my first term. And the way we are going to do that is, one, to help small businesses, right? And so we have lots of entrepreneurs, as we know, in the community, lots of folks who are innovative, who work hard, but don't necessarily have access to the capital that is necessary to start a small business. And right now, in fact, the average cost to start a small business is $40,000. But a lot of our entrepreneurs don't have that kind of capital. So my plan is that instead of the current tax deduction, which is only $5,000, I'm going to expand it to $50,000 to give people the leg up that they will need to be able to start a small business and have the time to build it up so that it is successful and it is profitable. The other thing that I'm going to do is to help current small businesses grow is to cut the red tape to make it easier for small businesses to file taxes. That's a real big problem. You know, big corporations can afford to hire all those accountants and lawyers.
Right.
And so that's one of the things that I'm going to do. The other is to build on the work that I've been doing as vice president to grow community lenders, community banks, and get more capital into the community banks so that they can provide more capital to folks who want to apply for small business loans and the support they need for low and no interest loans. And then finally, I'm going to support, especially in our rural communities, and you know, we have a lot of folks from the South, for example, who are living in thriving rural communities, but they need the access to the support around the technical support and the financial support. And so I'm going to expand what we are doing to get small business owners in every community, including our rural communities, to have the support they need, which includes supporting incubators and innovation hubs. So basically people who have the expertise to help them do what they naturally want to do, but don't necessarily have the tools to do.
Right. Can you also please address the people who have an issue or concern with this idea that, you know, you have not done or won't do enough to help people that are having struggles dealing with everyday cost of living?
So, you know, here's the thing. Look, I know you know that groceries, for example, are still too expensive, and we got some work to do there. But one of the issues actually is an issue I've taken on in the past when I was Attorney General, which is price gouging, right? What we have seen with these big companies will take advantage of a crisis like the pandemic, or where people are desperate for groceries for certain goods and services, and these companies jack up the prices to try and take advantage of the desperation people have. So I will increase going after that kind of behavior, that bad behavior. It's called price gouging. But in addition to that, Rickey, a lot of the issues have to do with affordable housing. So part of my economic plan to build an opportunity for people to actually be on track to build that kind of intergenerational wealth that comes with home ownership. So that's why I call it an opportunity economy, is to help first-time home buyers have the money they need to make a down payment. So I'm going to be, in my plan, is $25,000 down payment assistance for first-time home buyers. And that will help people just get their foot in the door, right? Because that's usually the biggest barrier. And then once they get their foot in the door with being able to have the down payment, they'll save, they'll do whatever they need to do to make a monthly mortgage payment. But that's part of it. And then the other part is a tax cut for young and families, right? And so expanding the child tax credit to $6,000 for the first year of a child's life to help folks buy the car seat and crib and the baby clothes in that most critical stage of development, the first year of the child's life. And then, of course, there's the work that we'll continue to do that's about bringing down prescription drug prices. You know, as vice president, I have been a leader with the president on capping the cost of insulin at $35 a month. You know, Black folks are 60% more likely to be diagnosed with diabetes. What we have done to cap the cost of insulin is having a huge impact on people's ability to not just get by, but get ahead. But I intend to allow Medicare to negotiate those drug prices, not only for our seniors, but for everyone, so that we can address a lot of the other issues around affordable prescription medication for people.
And Madam VP, the fast pace of this historic campaign has been amazing to watch. Seems like you're in a different city every day. And my question is, when do you get an opportunity to sleep and rest?
So, Ricky, we got 62 days to go. Yes. I will sleep on the 63rd day.
Right.
No time to waste. And you know what? And I would say to your listeners, you know, I hope to have earned your support, and I need your help. I don't think any of us want to wake up on November 6th, the day after this election, and have any regrets about what we could have done to remind people about what's at stake, to remind them of the power of their voice through their vote, to remind people, register to vote, know where you're going to vote, make a plan to vote, because the stakes are so high. And look, in this race, there are two choices, and one of them is trying to pull us backwards. You look at what Donald Trump has done in the past, what his plan, his Project 2025. I encourage people to go to Google and look it up, what it would do to take us backward versus moving us forward, and moving us forward to turn the page on the divisiveness and the hate, and move toward building our country back up, including doing the work that I just described around small businesses and affordable home ownership and things like that.
Yeah, and this I personally wanted to ask. I know you have the presidential debate coming up with Donald Trump. How do you plan to handle him, his attacks, his temperament, being on a stage with him? We have no idea what he might say. How are you prepared for that?
Well, you're right. I mean, he plays from this really old and tired playbook, right? Where there's no floor for him in terms of how low he will go. And we should be prepared for that. We should be prepared for the fact that he is not burdened by telling the truth. And we should be prepared for the fact that he is probably going to speak a lot of untruths. And ultimately, you know, what I intend to point out is what so many people know, certainly as I'm traveling the country in this campaign. He tends to fight for himself, not for the American people. And I think that's going to come out during the course of the debate. But I expect that he's gonna, I think he's gonna lie. And, he has a playbook that he has used in the past, be it, his attacks on President Obama or Hillary Clinton. So we should expect that some of that might come out.
Before you go, I just want to say that on a personal note, being a member of the Divine Nine, and why should everybody get out, and make a run and get out here and hit the ground running, so that you could become the first female president of the United States of America?
And the first HBCU president of the United States of America.
Yes, Howard. That's right.
So, but I appreciate you, Ricky, and your listeners, because you always break down the issues, and I think your listeners have come to expect that it's going to be a real conversation based on what are the issues of the moment. And I appreciate you for allowing me to have this conversation with you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day and be safe.
You be safe and be well, and I hope to talk to you again soon. Take care.
Yes, ma'am. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.